Hello, this is Neo and welcome to another motorcycle feature. So, right in front of you is the 2019 Triumph Speed Twin 1200. And I can say that this is the old model because it still has that two-tone tank and the conventional forks, as well as the actually mounted brake calipers. So for this video, let's have a quick look at this motorcycle. So, let's go. My Z900RS, I swapped with my friend. He currently has it. And I have this for over a week. And what I can say is, spoilers, is I'm really having fun. Anyway, let's go to the modifications that he has done to this motorcycle. So first off is the dark windscreen. Second is the all aluminum or metal turn signals that came from WeBike. So he doesn't have the stock bar and mirrors, which is originally pear shaped. This is already the aftermarket ones. So at the rear, it has the same turn signals like in the front, and as you can see here, this is already an aftermarket tailpipe, which is done by Orion, in which I believe they custom made it for this Speed Twin. And what I've noticed is, so this is not exactly one straight pipe, it travels somewhere there. And this is actually a cover. And for those who are asking if this is still a dipstick or a sight glass, fortunately, it's already sight glass. And as you can see here, this is the Bonneville 1200 engine, but this is the HP one. Same with the Traxxon. So the HP means this is the high-powered variant of that engine. So it's different from the HD configuration used by the Bobber, the Scrambler, and the T120. So this is a lot more aggressive and more sportier. And what I've noticed, it already has the 90-degree valve, which is very convenient when you're putting air on your tire. So this is another module that connects to the tire pressure monitor, in which you can just tap to actually see your tire pressure. So it currently has 32.8 for the front and then 37.4. And actually it also has the temperature of the tires. Okay, one of the gimmicks of Triumph is they place the chain on the right side of the motorcycle. So that actually complements the overall design, and then actually has made the left side engine a lot larger. So there's no chain here, but the brakes are here instead. But what I've noticed, if you're going to maintain this motorcycle, if you're adding lube here, chances are the lube will drop here. So that's what I've noticed. But fortunately, my friend added in a spool, so there's no problem there. And what you can notice here, it's very classic still. It has the twin rear suspension, but it only has preload adjustability. And you can actually find a tool over here. So this is the tool used for setting that up. Okay.
So let me show you here. This line over here is hand painted, and this one is a decal, and all of the rest is under a top coat. And here's something cool. You can see the signature of the person that painted this beautiful line. So for the digital display below, you can cycle through 7 items. First off is the traction control, the odometer reading, your trip 1 and trip 2, your current fuel consumption, and your average fuel consumption, and a 24-hour clock. Also, your gear indicator is shown here. Now for the right digital display, you have your fuel gauge, and for some reason there's still an arrow indicating where your fuel cap is. So it also has a range meter, but I believe this is not accurate. So this is the usual fuel gauge from Triumph. So you need to move a few meters for it to register the actual fuel that you have. So in other countries, there's a switch here for your daytime running light, and it's kind of weird because you need to activate your actual daytime running light. Fortunately, on this model, you don't need to. Okay, under the seat, this is what it looks like. There's nothing here. It's all for papers and documents. And a cool feature is it has built-in loops for your luggages.
Okay, so my height is 5'6" with a 30-inch inseam, and this is what it looks like for the Triumph Speed Twin 1200. So it's kind of an upright. It's more leaned forward, so it's ready to go anytime. So for your foot peg, it's not really cramped. Because of my height, I'm kind of small. So if you're kind of a taller rider, you may need a taller seat.
Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to the ride review of the Triumph Speed Twin 1200. So, just a bit of a disclaimer, I think this is one of the most difficult motorcycles to review because whenever I try to talk and then get the chance to actually hear the engine, you know, I just tend to shut up and just enjoy the moment of riding this twin. It's just phenomenal. The exhaust note is one of the best is one of the best that I've heard, and the power is there as well. And as you can see that the RPM or the tachometer can easily reach the higher part and can even redline at a lot faster pace, because this engine is just a really strong engine, as I can say. So I believe the bore is almost 4 inches, and then the torque values is just insane at the lower rev range. So that's why this is a really enjoyable bike, especially on urban use. Especially this, I'm currently commuting. I came from work and I want to travel a bit, and this bike has been with me for almost a week now, and I can say it really motivated me to keep on riding every day. It's just a very lovely bike to ride. And my friend said that whenever I'm riding with them, it feels like they're riding with the storm. So I can say I am the storm that is approaching. So if you get that reference, yeah man, we can be friends. So for all of that power, there's a bit of a trade-off here, and it's the engine heat. So other reviewers from other countries, especially in the colder climate ones, said that if you're in a hotter country, especially here in the Philippines, the heat may be a factor. Well, it is, and I think it's something bearable for me, but I think I have a more of a higher tolerance to heat. And I saw some reviews saying that the quick shifter is a need for this thing, but I think maybe not all occasions a quick shifter is a good thing, because one of my favorite things to do here is the rev match. Because it's like I'm firing a gun every time I do it. Oh. And every time I ride, there was no occasion that I was not smiling, because the Speed Twin is actually, I can say it is the heart of Triumph, and it defines what Triumph is. So they've been the benchmark for classic motorcycles, well, for me. And having the Speed Twin is like having the top of the top, the best of the best, because it has the best performance. Well, not in the spec sheet wise, of course they have the street triples for that also, and other race specs, but for the classic retro line, I think this is the most performance oriented, because additionally the Speed Twin came from the Thruxton, and what I can say is it's just pure pleasure riding this bike. Also, for fuel efficiency, we've got a total of 15.7 kilometers per liter on this motorcycle, which is kind of amazing because I thought it was less. And the reason for that is because of the fuel gauge. I believe the fuel gauge is not that accurate. It's something similar to the MT-10, where it's like a 25, 50, 75, 100 thing. So when it decreases, you'll be kind of anxious because you're dropping on fuel at a really fast pace. Also, because this has the handlebar compared to the Thruxton, of course this is more manageable, and in a sense it is more in an attack position or a more aggressive position, so it's not sacrificing that much. It's not much sacrificing that leverage in steering and handling, but you get better comfort as well. So for my height, that is 5'6" with a 13-inch inseam, and if I may add, I am 76 kilos. The suspension works great. I believe the suspension can carry or be optimal still up to 90 kilograms. As what I've noticed, because this is the 2019 model, it still has that conventional fork in which is non-adjustable, but what I've noticed is it adapts well to my riding style. Even though I brake hard, it doesn't dip that hard. It's well balanced. But what I can say about the rear though is different. There are tendencies that if I flick too hard, the suspension turns out to be quite bouncy. And speaking of leaning on this bike, it's kind of different because you can't really grip the tank, so it has some kind of contour where it doesn't actually let you grip the tank unless you're awkwardly gripping it with your legs, like being too inward for you to grip, which looks kind of awkward if that makes sense. So yeah, it's kind of different. But even though this is an above 200 kilogram motorcycle, flicking this thing around is easy as hell because it has thinner tires, but the center of gravity is just really good. And may I add that the gearbox of this thing is one of the smoothest that I am able to use, and including finding neutral, because there's kind of a sweet spot where you can feel it mechanically that you will be able to find neutral. And going back to the smoothness of the gearbox throughout all of the gears, first to 6 including neutral, it's buttery smooth, no clunk at all. So this bike is very versatile as well, and the looks of it can be very deceiving. So as is, you can actually ride this in a slower pace, but your problem will be is the engine heat. So this bike doesn't like going slow or ridiculously slow, but if you can go faster, the bike will be happy. By the way, this bike has the stock mapping but has the Orion exhaust. And man, do I love that exhaust. Being an owner of the Z900 RS contributed a lot to the controls of this thing, because I can say that it's kind of similar in terms of the throttle being snatchy, because this has a very responsive throttle. And of course, I'm on the sport riding mode, so it has the best response for throttle, and as well as the less interference for traction control. As you can see here, because this is derived from the Thruxton, what I've noticed is it has kind of limited turning radius for the handlebar. So U-turning is quite a challenge, but it's not that challenging to the part it's bothersome. By the way, for its tires, it has the Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3. I can say it can really grip the road, but its trade-off is it's going to get consumed a lot faster as well. And yeah, I'm just sharing to you how fun riding this bike is. Like I said from my review of the Trident 660, where I mentioned this is my favorite bike, it's because the way of its design the way it performs, including the usable rev range in the lower to mid section. You can actually utilize the capabilities of this bike even if you're just riding in the metro and still have lots of fun. Now, what I like most about this motorcycle is it doesn't look confused. What I mean by that is the overall aesthetics of the bike is well blended together. So you still have that very retro looks that's not veering off to the too much modern things like having a TFT display, a full color digital display, and the other stuff like that. So that's it for our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for the Speed Twin 1200, please feel free to comment down below. But if you're asking if I want this for my next motorcycle, yes. The answer is yes, please.